So let's address something here, all right? Racism in trucking. Does it exist? All you got to do is buy either a CB radio or spend a little bit of time on a Facebook group or something, or right here on YouTube. You don't got to look farther than my channel than to see that that definitely is a thing. If you buy a CB radio, depending on where you are, you'll straight up hear the N-word, people just being outright racist. And let me say something. White people are not the only people that are racist. Obviously, there's racist Mexicans, there's racist blacks, Asians, whatever. Another thing that you'll notice is who is not a real truck driver, right? It just so happens that on my YouTube channel, and call me a whiner, I don't care. I'm just pointing out the obvious. I can't help but notice the obvious, that like 90% of the hate comments that I get on my YouTube channel are from rednecks or redneck usernames. And if I see this over and over and over and over again, how am I not going to call out the obvious, right? Am I just going to turn a blind eye and act like it's not a thing? Plus what I hear on the CB radio, plus what the stereotypical racist truck driver is a redneck? Come on. You getting into trucking, doesn't matter what race you are, you should know that this definitely exists. Am I saying that it was a component in me getting fired from Martin? No. Could it have been? Yes. The honest truth is, I'll never know. The only thing that you could possibly do is sue, which is stupid, really, because if your case doesn't go through and you don't win a settlement, you're going to owe that lawyer a lot of money. And all that energy that you put into suing a company, you could have just gotten another job, honestly. When I got people from Martin telling me that that wouldn't have happened in the Arizona yard or in the Southern California yard, and they're saying that happened because I was in Wilsonville, Oregon, what am I to think? Plus, the guy that evaluated me did make a comment about me being from California, like a negative comment about it. And ever since I met the dude, when he picked us up from the hotel, if the other guy who got fired is in this, like, is watching this video, he could vouch for this. Ever since that dude picked us up from the hotel, he was just a grumpy motherfucker, all right? Just an old, grumpy white dude who should probably just retire if he's that mad at life and mad about going to work every day. Not to mention, yes, I could have studied more, but this guy told me that I was doing really good on the pre-trip. And a lot of people who saw or who heard what happened in the video that I posted were saying he was nitpicking and he was being way too picky on the pre-trip. What am I to think? What am I to think? Can I be wrong? Yes, I hope I'm wrong, because I don't want to blame shit on racism like I'm some crybaby liberal or whatever, because I'm not. I'm literally a registered Republican, and I'm from the Bay Area. I voted for Trump last election, and if he's on the ballot again, I'll vote for him again. Is Trump a racist? He might be. Do I care? I don't really care. But I'm telling you, in trucking, this definitely exists, right? Notice how, go through my comments and see most of the people that leave, like, that are just haters, that are just these weird haters. Most of them are old white rednecks who see a young Mexican from San Francisco trucking, and that's literally what they hate the most, dude. A lot of these rednecks, they feel threatened because everyone is in trucking now. The chinitos, the black people, not just black people, but Africans, you know what I mean, from Nigeria. A whole bunch of Middle Easterns are in it. Of course, us Mexicans are in it. And back in the day, truck driving was a predominantly white, like, redneck occupation. You know what I'm saying? Just is what it is, right? And now everyone's in it and they feel threatened. They feel like they're losing their country. It's the same thing that why they talk about border security. Oh, we need to protect the border, protect the border. A lot of, like, some of the things that the left says is true. And I know I'm getting into politics here, but this is trucking, right? You're going to touch on some of this shit. So a lot of the shit that they say is just dumb, but some of it is true. A lot of these rednecks, they feel like this is their country and they're losing it.
What I did to you one more time?
Talking that stupid Spanish around here
Speaking
when everybody
Spanish.
else is English speaking American.
Oh, you can go back to your country and worry about your no gun.
And that's why we need to tighten up the border. We need to shut down the border. At the end of the day, these people coming over the border, yeah, they're coming over illegal, but they're just trying to survive. They're just human beings trying to survive. And if they turn into a truck driver, a lot of these rednecks feel threatened by it. And so they come on my YouTube channel hating on me. Go through my comments and see who's doing it. And am I blind? Come on, dude. Am I blind? I know not everyone's going to like you on YouTube, and I think it's kind of pathetic when you have influencers that turn off their Instagram comments because all they want is praise and love and they can't take even haters or whatever. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm addressing and I'm talking about the fact that in truck driving, racism, it exists, dude. It exists, and it's something that you should be aware of. And like I said, it doesn't matter who you are. I just wanted to talk about that. What I think is funny is how, oh, you're not a real truck driver, you're a steering wheel holder. Like, that's supposed to somehow offend me, I guess. Look, my identity isn't a truck driver. I guess, yeah, I'm not a real truck driver. Look, I'm driving a car right now. If your identity is driving a truck, cool, that's fine. Everyone wants their own identity. I don't really care for that. I don't think most people really care about that. I think most people get into truck driving to make money because it's a good way, it's an easy way. Well, not easy, but you don't need to go to college and shit to make a lot of money with the CDL. They don't like Californians, for one, especially someone from San Francisco. And especially if I'm taking their job like a truck driver. Oh, dude, that's everything that they really hate in a nutshell. And I guess I'm that. So it is what it is. Does it offend me? No, but goddamn, dude, my comments are saturated with it. So I'll address it. And if this offends them, hey, dude, they literally started it. Honestly, I'm just addressing it. I'm just letting people know that yes, this shit exists. Be aware of it. I'm willing to bet that it's probably a bigger thing in these small mom and pop truck driving operations. Like, say somewhere like Idaho, you go and you want to make money as a Mexican or black or whatever, a Hindu, Chinito, and you go to a small mom and pop trucking company in Idaho and they don't hire you, and for whatever reason, you'll never know because they're not going to come out and say it. This happens. Trust me, dude. This shit happens. I know other people in trucking who have dealt with discrimination at their jobs, who work for a lot of these small mom and pop companies because they want to make money. And then check this out. You know, that Mexican that they hired is getting shitty loads, isn't making a lot, but you know, Bob, Todd, and like Jeff, they're making good money. But Monica, Juanito, Tyrone,
just tell him he could call on Tyrone.
They're making shit. And they're running. They're open, right? But they're sitting around waiting for loads all the time. But Bob and Jeff, they're running around the clock. They're making big money, right? At that small mom and pop carrier. And then shit might come up where the Mexicans, the Chinitos, the blacks, they're getting into it with dispatch over petty shit. Shit that you deal with, like you can't help but call the person a Karen who you're dealing with in your higher up in your small mom and pop company. I'm telling you, dude, this shit happens. And the longer you stay in trucking, and if you work for different carriers, and you notice this shit. You just notice it. And I think it's funny. I think it's fucking hilarious, honestly, dude. It's a shit show. If they're racist, dude, that's their trip. We're just coming in here to try to make some money, and they don't like it, so that's their problem. Just know that. That's their problem. It's not your problem. That's their trip, dude. Let me go ahead and turn this off. Right, it's in clear. I'll just pull that. It's somewhere in this building right here. I'm gonna do a physical today. I don't think it's right here. I probably gotta go around to the front. Okay, it's on the other side. I'm going to a chiropractor to do a drug test. As far as a chiropractor goes, don't go to a chiropractor. That's like the dumbest thing that you can do. Chiropractors, most of them are like Scientologists and shit, and they intentionally fuck you up. That way you gotta keep coming back, and you keep spending money, and you just end up in this loop. Looks like they're closed right now. There's nobody in here. So that was that. They did like massages and chiropractic shit in there. Kind of crazy. I mean, homies in there hustling. I got my shit done though. That's all you see in the Bay Area, these Teslas. Over here in Santa Clara, San Jose, I'm gonna go hit up Iguanas. Iguanas is in downtown San Jose, and they serve like these burritos that are like ridiculously huge. The kind of shit you see on Instagram. Let's go do that. Check it out, dude. I parked right out front. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Grab the key. I think I'm in the parking space, right? I should back up a little bit. That way I'll be correctly in the spot. Because, dude, they're Karens around the Bay Area when it comes to parking. Dude, the Bay Area is probably as worse as like, just as bad as Santa Monica. They love to give you parking tickets. Out here, San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco, the cops aren't really the problem. They're not. It's the parking enforcement, dude. They love to give out parking tickets over here. At nighttime, it's popping over here when all the clubs let out and shit. So yeah, downtown San Jose is cool. They got with the San Jose Sharks over here. They got the convention center where they have concerts. My friend's actually going to a concert out here tonight, but I'm just too lazy, dude. And plus, I'm driving. I can't be drinking like that. But San Jose itself, I don't know. To me, there's just nothing that really stood out in San Jose besides gangs. It's a good place to get stabbed. There is a lot of Latina broads over here. As far as the Bay Area goes, if you want like a Mexican chick, you got them all right here in San Jose. The Bay Area, it's been gentrified, so now there's a lot of Middle Easterns, Asians, a lot of white people up here now with the tech industry. Take Oakland, for example, right? Oakland used to be heavy on blacks and Hispanics, and it still is. But to be honest, everyone's been pushed out of the Bay Area. For some reason, San Jose is a spot where you still just run into a lot of Latinas out here. More than what you see in other parts of the Bay Area, to keep it real. Yeah, I don't think we should be afraid to speak on these topics. Look, I don't like racism, but the older you get, you realize that, unfortunately, it is a fact of life, and to try to pretend like it's not there, some people do that. I've never been the passive type like that. If I notice something, if I'm hearing this shit on the CB radio, and I'm seeing shit in my face, I'm not just gonna turn a blind eye to it. I know nowadays, everybody wants to conform and pretty much be passive, and I'm just not that motherfucker, you know what I mean? I know YouTube doesn't like the word racist, but if you're making a video about racism, you're gonna use the word, so I guess advertisers don't like it, but oh well, as long as you're not breaking the guidelines, right? The advertisers, they could take a back seat sometimes. So that wraps up today's vlog. I got a job, that's what I went to go drug test for. I'm going back with another mega carrier. I'm going with Night Swift. Yeah, I'm gonna be going out to Las Vegas. I got orientation coming up out in Tulare. So I'll be staying at a family member's house overnight while I knock that out. As far as where I'm gonna be working, I'm gonna be moving back to Nevada, back to Las Vegas, where I was before I came back to California. That was the plan initially, right? Is when I left Las Vegas, I told myself on the bus ride out, I said, you know what, I'm gonna be back. And I'm going back, finally. And this time I got a job, I got a real ass trade, so it'll be good. I'll have the weekends off. That's really why I chose this job, is because I get every weekend off. I started a new YouTube channel, so I'm just gonna be focusing on this channel, obviously, and that one, focusing on just growing it. There's money in YouTube, guys. If this is something you guys want to do, as long as you stick with it, stay within the guidelines, there's money to be made on YouTube. So be sure to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, see you later.